In this lesson, we're going to factor our trinomials, ax squared plus bx plus c, but instead a is not going to be equal to 1. So before we were working on trinomials where we basically had x squared plus bx plus c, and we were finding the factors of c, so two numbers that multiply to c but added to b. We're still taking that same process, but we're changing it up a bit. And it's going to be called the AC method. All right, let's look at 2x squared plus 3x minus 5. As I said before, we used to not have a number here. It used to just be 1, and we could find the factors of negative 5 that added to 3. Well, we can't do that anymore, so we have to change up the process a bit. And we're basically going to be applying two different types of factoring that we already know how to do. Hopefully with that, it should be a little bit easier. So step 1, you're going to multiply a times c. So remember, this is my a, this is my b, this is my c. So a times c is going to equal 2 times negative 5, which is negative 10. All right. Afterwards, once we've multiplied a times c, step 2 is we're going to find the factors so two numbers that multiply together. We're going to find the factors of a times c that add to b. So you can see why this is called the AC method. It's very similar to what we were doing, but a little different now that we have this 2 in front. So we've got these factors of negative 10. Well, we know 1 and negative 10 or negative 1 and 10. We have 2 and negative 5, negative 2 and 5. And we're looking for what adds to b. Well, since b is 3, what's going to add to 3? This equals 1 minus 10 is negative 9. This equals 9. 2 minus 5 is negative 3. And 5 minus 2 is 3. So this is the one we want. We want negative 2 and 5. The next step is we're going to split the middle term. We're going to split b. Split the middle term. So I guess this is step 3. Sorry, step 3. Split the middle term, split b into the two factors. What this means is that rather than having 2x squared plus 3x minus 5, we're going to take our 3x and make it negative 2x plus 5x. We know that negative 2x plus 5x adds to 3x because that's what we were doing when we found the factors. Well, now what we're going to do is we're replacing 3x. We're substituting it out. We're going to have 2x squared minus 2x plus 5x minus 5. So basically what I did was I took the middle term plus 3x and I split it into my two factors that I found over here, negative 2x and 5x. So what you're basically going to split it into is ax squared plus factor number 1, in this case it was negative 2, but it could have been 5, times x plus factor number 2, oops, I'm going to run out of space, sorry, factor number 2 times x plus c. This is your general formula. Once you have this, we can then factor by grouping. So step 4 is going to be to factor by grouping. So as I just said, step 4 is to factor by grouping, which we've already covered. If you need extra help with that, you can go to my other video on factoring by grouping. So we're going to put parentheses around the first 2 terms and parentheses around the second 2 terms with a plus sign in the middle. That plus sign is very important. And then we're going to take out a GCF from each binomial. Well, 2x squared minus 2x has a GCF of 2 and x. So 2x squared divided by 2x, I'm left with an x. And negative 2x divided by 2x, I'm left with negative 1. Well, looking at the second binomial, 5x minus 5, the GCF is going to be 5. So I'm going to take out a positive 5. 5x divided by 5 is x, and negative 5 divided by 5 is negative 1. Well, I know I did it correct because my 2 binomials match. So one of my factors is x minus 1, and my other factor is going to be 2x plus 5. And that is factoring by using the AC method. Let's try another problem together. So it's the AC method. I first of all see that there's no GCF, because that would be the first thing I will always look for. Next, I see that A, it's got 3 terms, and A is not equal to 1. That indicates AC method. All right, looking at this, we're going to multiply A times C, which is 2, because this is my A, this is my C. 2 times 2, which is 4. Factors of 4 that add to 5. 1 and 4, negative 1 and negative 4, 2 and 2, negative 2 and negative 2. Well, I can see that I want 1 plus 4, which is 5. So these are going to be my 2 factors. Now remember, here's where it changes a little. We're going to replace the 5x with our 1x and our 4x. So my new polynomial is going to be 2x squared plus x plus 4x plus 2. Since we now have 4 terms, we can factor by grouping. Take out the GCF, that's going to be x. I'm left with 2x plus 1. Looking at the second polynomial, the GCF is 2. And I'm left with 2x plus 1. I'm going to take out my binomial of 2x plus 1 as one of my factors. And my second one's going to be the GCFs, x plus 2, that I took out originally. And that is my factored form of 2x squared plus 5x plus 2. All right, for our last example, I want you to pause the video and try this problem on your own. Okay, looking at this, there's no GCF. Can't take out a GCF. So we're going to look at how many terms there are. There are 3 terms. That means it's a trinomial. A does not equal 1, so we're going to use the AC method. 5 times 4 is 20. So I want factors of 20 that add to B, which is negative 12. Well, I see I have 10 and 2, negative 10 and negative 2. Well, I want negative 12, so I know negative 10 and negative 2 are going to work. I'm going to replace, remember I'm going to replace negative 12x. So 5x squared minus 10x minus 2x plus 4. Now that we have a 4 terms, a polynomial, I'm going to group. Now remember, I said always group with a plus sign. So this negative right here is going to go inside the parentheses. Sorry, I kind of drew over it. Then you're going to take out the GCF. 5x squared minus 10x. The GCF is 5x. And I'm left with x minus 2. Then I have a plus, and I have negative 2x plus 4. But I've told you before that we don't want this first term to ever be a negative. So I'm going to take out a negative 2, and I'm going to be left with x, and then 4 divided by negative 2 is negative 2. Notice that my polynomials match now. Now we don't like plus minus. That doesn't make any sense to us, but a positive and a negative make a negative. So I'm left with x minus 2 and 5x minus 2. If you got this right, then I think you understand how to use the AC method. But go back to our classwork and keep practicing, because all the more practice you get, the better you will be, and you will do better on quizzes and tests thereafter.